Good morning, guys. Sorry I'm late. We had to get Marley and T out of the house this morning so that Marley can get a bath. It's a big day. So, Tuesday, let's remember the power of the triad because, we always got to start with physiology. Whatever you're doing, physiology always comes first. It's state, story, strategy. So, we always start out with our state, and that starts with our physiology. There's three things that make up your state. Your physiology, which is your physical body. Language, that is how you linguistically describe something. And then focus/meaning. Whatever you focus on, where focus goes, energy flows. And then what the meaning that you give to it, because two people can have the same thing, have the same experience, and have two completely different meanings. So you've heard me say this over and over again, but repetition is the mother of skill. And we start with physiology. So you've heard me talk about athletes are a great example of this. If you watch a professional athlete get ready before they do something, they have a routine. They have a system, and that's designed to put them in the right state for what they're doing. If there's a baseball player who's going to bat, they have a pattern, they have a system. Baseball players tend to be incredibly superstitious. So you watch Derek Jeter, he does his gloves the same way, he moves his bat the same way. And this is all designed to get himself, they're all anchors, they're all triggers to get himself into the right state in order to bat. And if you ask any player, what state do you need to be in, depending upon the pitcher, they can tell you. So like if they're facing the best pitcher in the league, they know they've got to be at a certain level, as opposed to like if it's a AAA pitcher that came up, they don't have to necessarily be at that same level. You watch football players, they do it a different way before they get ready. You watch basketball players before they shoot a free throw. They have all of these systems. Again, it's designed to be anchors to put them into the right state before they do what they're getting ready to do. And we should do the same thing, but we don't. Before you have an important phone call, you should manage your state and take a look. Before you have a significant conversation with your spouse, are you in the right frame of mind to do that? Are you in work mode or are you in talk to your spouse mode? Before you talk to your kids about something important. I mean, you can talk to somebody who says, I just don't understand why I can't motivate my kids. How come they don't want to be motivated? Well, you're not exactly in a motivated state anyway. And let's face it, kids don't follow your mouth. They follow your feet. So if you want your kids to be motivated, then you got to be motivated. If you want your kids to exercise, then you got to exercise. If you want your kids, to have good, healthy habits, then you've got to have good, healthy habits. If you're eating McDonald's 3 times a week and drinking big piles of pop and then telling your child, you know what, you should eat more vegetables, well, they're probably not going to be super motivated to do that because they're going to follow your feet. They're not going to follow your mouth. So state always starts with our physical body. That's the quickest way to change how we feel. And, kids are a great example of this. Kids use their physical body like crazy. They use it to change how they feel. They get out, they'll go run around, they'll go do stuff. They also use it to influence. If you've got a 4-year-old who wants ice cream and you say no, you'll see moves that you've never seen before from that 4-year-old. They'll flop around and they use humor, don't they? They make you laugh and they keep your attention and they don't take no for an answer. Instinctively, we're born with the tools that we need to be significantly successful. We understand that you keep asking until you get the result that you're looking for. You keep trying until you get the outcome that you want. But then we train that out of kids. We tell them not to do that. We tell them to listen. We send them to school and tell them to sit down and be quiet. We can't wait to teach them to walk and talk so that we can tell them to sit down and shut up. And we tell kids to go to school and be quiet and do what they're supposed to do. And the most rewarded student is the one that sits in the corner and gets good grades and never talks to anybody. Well, how does that work out in the real world? The person that's the most quiet but knows everything but doesn't communicate it with anybody, how well does that person do? Does that person tend to be the one that's on the top of the food chain? No, the one that never shut up in the classroom and can connect with everybody, that's the one that's on top of the food chain. And the one in the corner that knows everything is going to that person for a job. So naturally we have these abilities, but then they've been trained out of us. And so much of it is based upon fear. Fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear that I'm not going to be enough and I won't be loved. And so we don't try. So as you go into the day and every day, consciously start managing your state. Put yourself in the state that you want to be in for whatever it is that you're going to do. And that doesn't always necessarily mean that you're going to be like super hyped up. You know, your state might be that you need to be centered. Your state might need to be that you need to be calm, or you need to be open and caring, that you need to listen, whatever it is. But think about it consciously, because it won't take long. And pretty soon, unconsciously, you're going to start doing these things on a regular basis. Little things become big things, and I just got done reading Atomic Habits. The way that we create those habits is we start small and then we build. And over time, it becomes part of who you are. It becomes part of your identity. It becomes part of your everyday life. But always start with the physical body, and then you go into the other things. State, story, strategy, and state always comes from your physical body first. Have a great day, everybody. Thank you very much for watching. Sorry again, I'm a little bit late today. Enjoy the day. We're all in this together. Let's take care of each other.